This is a nightmare. This is a nightmare. I will explain all if I get it sorted. Oh my lord, this is the worst thing so far. Yes people, welcome back. It is my third full day in Albania. I had an absolute nightmare getting here. And I will tell you the full story later in the video, so stick around to see that. But we're gonna start off, I'm in Berat. I have been to Sarande and Girokasta already, but I didn't really do much there other than just de-stress from the very stressful situation. Did changed my bedding, did all my washing, that kind of stuff, just to, you know, get back in the zone. Needed a couple of days just to relax because, like I said, it was a stressful 48 hours. So stick around to hear the full story. It is pretty good. Got a protein coffee now. This is way too hot, so I can't really shake it yet. And we're gonna drink this and see what's about in Berat. And then I'm driving to Tirana this afternoon. So travel is back on. We are moving around, living van life. So make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, because this is how it's gonna be now. We're not gonna stay in one place for very long, for a while. I'm actually driving all the way through Albania pretty quickly to get to Montenegro because I'm seeing my parents at the end of the month. How exciting is that for me, not you? So let's see what's in Berat. Let's get it. So first and foremost, we are going up there, which is the castle. It's crazy. Mountains everywhere. But yeah, time to get climbing. Sweaty already. Jeez. Bit tight. Stop for the view. Decent. I don't think we're even halfway there. Whew. Well, it's not this way. What the hell? I'm lost. This is rough. All uphill. Trained legs yesterday as well. Womp womp. About to get smoked by an Albanian chest.
Donc on était le même point où l'Empire ottoman avait perdu beaucoup de...
Damn it, I lost. Knew I'd lose. Haven't played chess in like years. And he plays chess every day in the castle, so not surprising, still annoying. Wasn't even in with a shot, I don't think. Hey bro. Nay? Nay! Doesn't want to do it. yes, I hope you enjoyed that castle as much as I did. Berat was really cool. Didn't stay there for long because I'm actually coming back to Albania in June, so I don't want to do everything possible. We drove from Berat to Tirana. We're now in Tirana, and we're going to go into the town, the main centre, today. Just chill, see what's about. I think it looks pretty cool. There's a lot of museums and a lot of statues and stuff, so let's go check them out. And then tonight, once I've decided what to have for dinner, I'll tell the story of why I had to flee the country, basically. So stick around to see that. First though, check out the parking spot. Jeez, what a view. Alright, we're in the shopping centre, and if you're anything like me, you like seeing what fast food they have in other countries. I'm not going to get anything. Let's just have a look if there's anything. Dirty Louisiana. That's new. Chili crispy cheese bites. I think that's all the same. I think that's all the same. It's all the same. Any fun drinks? Yeah, beer. KFC. To be honest, I don't know fast food well enough to know if there's anything new in there, but it's still exciting. A little coffee break while I figure out what I'm going to do next with a nice view. I think I'm going to go to Punk Art, which is a museum in that museum was decent. A lot of information to take in though, and it's mad that I had never heard of any of that before. Don't know whether it's because I'm ignorant or obviously we're just not taught that in schools, but it was going on till the 1990s. I think it was 1990 on the dot actually that it ended, and I had no idea about any of it. And like I said, there was a lot to take in, and I definitely didn't take in all of it because it did just become walls of text by the end of it. But I'm going to do more research on that because it's good to not be ignorant about stuff, basically. Found a shop with meat. Actually, I don't think I've said that. Albania, it's really hard to find meat and protein that isn't frozen. But I did find one, so we're having steak for dinner, steak and mushroom risotto, I have decided. And this, it will be on the screen now, so hopefully it looks good. But story time. So, I get to the Albanian border on Saturday, and I had my passport, obviously, my insurance document, and a copy of the V5C, which is the vehicle registration document, which I told would be fine. The Greek border let me out, so you get checked at the Greek border, you get checked at the Albanian border. The Greek border let me out, fine, no problem. Get to the Albanian border, he says documentado. I give him the copy of the V5C and he's like, no. And I'm like, that's what I have. And I was told it would be fine, so come on. And he talks in his like walkie-talkie or phone or whatever it was. And he has a little conversation, he goes, wait there. So I wait there, wait a little bit. And then this woman comes over and she said like, get back in your van. So I got back in and she went, turn around and come see me at 2, please. So I went and saw her at the second gate. She gives me my passport back and goes, thank you. And I was like, so what's going on? She's like, well, you're going back to Greece now. What? So they make me drive down the opposite side of the road where all the cars are coming towards me because they don't let me into Albania to then go back round. So I have to drive and just hope that there's no traffic coming towards me. Get to the Greek border. They don't lift the gates to let me back out because I'm on the wrong side of the road and not supposed to be there. So I turn back around, go back to the Albanian border, go speak to someone else, and he's there like, why didn't they let you in? And I said, I only had a copy. So he looked at the copy and he went, go and speak to my colleague again. So I went and spoke to the colleague, the woman again, and she was like, come back in 20 minutes, and gave me a really nice smile. And I was like, oh, maybe in 20 minutes, I don't know, it's gonna be a lull, it's gonna be a little bit quieter and they can take the time to actually check and let me through. So I wait 20 minutes, I go back. No, the reason she said wait 20 minutes was because that was when her shift ended. So obviously it wasn't her problem anymore. Go to this other guy and I start speaking to explain it and he just goes, no. And I'm like, no, but sir, and no. Yeah, but let me speak, no. And he just, every time I say like a couple words, he interrupts me with just no. I'm like, right. This is a very frustrating conversation then. That didn't go anywhere, so eventually I had to turn around again, go back on the wrong side of the road again to the Greek border, and where this angry Greek woman now was like, how do you get past us in the first place? We never checked you. And I was like, I promise you, you did. You took my passport and everything. No, we never checked you. I was like, I'm not fucking lying. You did check me. And then eventually they took my passport because it had to be re-stamped going back into Greece, and eventually they let me in. That was about 8:30. The problem on Saturday, the problem is my stay in the Schengen zone expired on Monday. So I had to be out of Greece by Monday into Albania, which is non-Schengen zone, for my 90 days to like reset. So I could have waited and risked the document being posted to an address in Greece, like 24-hour delivery or something, but obviously if it didn't arrive or if it got lost, I would have had to wait a couple of weeks to get re-delivered to England, and then same. And the longer you stay in the Schengen zone over the allotted time, obviously you can get fined and it can be up to thousands, but you can also get banned from the Schengen zone, which would not be ideal for me at all. So I was like, I'm gonna have to fly back to England, get the document, then fly back by Monday, on midnight on Monday, and then drive back to Albania, so I'm over the border by midnight on Monday. So I drove, it was about 9 PM on Saturday at this point, I drove 5 hours solidly to Athens airport. I bought a plane ticket while I was driving, well, before I started driving, of course. I get about 3 hours in, I have to stop for petrol, and I check my emails, and the flight was rejected. Don't know why. So then I went directly to the airport's website, not the airport, the airline's website, and tried to buy a flight through there. That worked. And then when that worked, the last payment I tried to make worked. So I ended up paying for 2 flights. I did manage to refund one, but I lost 30 euros. Get to Athens. I stay in a DPD car park in the van by the airport. Then I get to the airport in the morning. The flight was at 11:30 on Sunday morning. Get the flight, all fine. Get to England, meet my dad, which was nice. Meet my sister's dog, which was nice. Good to see family after a few months. Get the document, get a Nando's, because, you know, cheeky Nando's while you're in England. And then turn around after Nando's, go straight back to the airport. So I've been in England about 5 hours at this point. Get to the airport for a 10:30 PM flight. Fly back to Athens. Obviously, on a flight, it's impossible to sleep, so I didn't really sleep at all. Land in Athens at 4 AM on Monday morning, and then drive straight back to the Albanian border, which took me 6 hours. It says 5 hours in this clip, but it's 4:15. We are back in the van, and now it is a 5-hour drive back to Albania. We have the document, so it should all go smoothly now. Fingers crossed, because if not, I'll be pissed. Took me 6 hours because of the way my maps took me. Get to the border, document please, hand it over with a flourish, no problem. So it took about 36 hours to go to England, get my document, come back to Greece with the document, then drive to Albania with the document. 12 hours to spare, otherwise I would have been fined and could have been banned. But got it done. It was hella stressful. I think I slept 5 hours in 2 days. 5 hours the first night in DPD car park and then no sleep the next day. But here we are. As you saw in this vlog, Albania is beautiful. And I'm very glad that I stuck it out, because I'm not gonna lie, when I was driving back to the airport from Albania, I was like, what is the point, man? What am I doing? Nearly had a little mentee bee on the drive, but stuck at it. Told myself it would be worth it. And so far I think it has been. Silly error. Maybe should have double checked. Maybe it's my fault. But lesson learned. Well and truly learned. And yeah, that's the story. Thank you very much for watching. I will catch you in the next vlog. Next vlog will probably be in Montenegro. Some Albania, some Montenegro. So stick around to see that. And yeah, love you.